What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Deandre Robinson back again with another video on the Keep It AC podcast, where we're going to be talking about the crucial factors behind failed New Year's resolutions. All right. It's a lot of individuals out there that are setting New Year's resolutions right now as we speak. Some might fail, some might succeed, some might follow through with what they actually said that they were going to do, and some won't. But today we're here to talk about, what you can do to get to the next level or to completely accomplish the thing that you say that you want to accomplish. All right. And if anybody actually want to tune in on what your New Year's resolution is, or maybe you want to ask some advice to accomplish the New Year's resolution that you are getting ready to set for this New Year's or what you've already set, then don't be afraid to tune in. Hit me up on Instagram or hit me up on Facebook. And, I'll take your call live right here, right now, and we could talk about it. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is lack of commitment. All right. So it's a lot of individuals. You have some really, really good things that you want to accomplish. You have some really, really good goals that you have set, but you lack committing to them. All right. And what I know from experience is you really have to be emotionally attached to something. Okay. You don't just say, hey, I want to, lose weight. Like, it has to be an emotional attachment to you losing weight. That way it can actually affect you. Have you ever talked to someone and they said, hey, if you want to get your dream car, you should go sit in it. Not necessarily saying that you have to sit in it in order to obtain it. But if you go to the dealership and you actually sit in the vehicle, you can create some type of emotional attachment. And that could help you fight through those moments where you're not as consistent. You're not as motivated. Okay. I know y'all probably are in some toxic, unhealthy relationships, and thinking about those hard times pushes you to do better. All right. This is the same thing, but it's actually something that you're trying to accomplish. So that same mentality that you have when it comes to somebody mentioning a name from a person that you are just upset with or dislike or, have bad vibes. When somebody mentioned that name, you instantly get mad. You instantly get upset. This works the same exact way. But turn it around and make it a positive thing. All right. When you get emotional about losing weight, when you get emotional about
Somebody say, hey, what's your alarm clock? My passion. My dreams wake me up. I don't need no alarm clock.
Now, how does it feel to achieve such success?
I've never really viewed myself as particularly talented. I view myself as, slightly above average in talent. And where I excel is ridiculous sickening work ethic.
Yo, it's your boy Young Cash giving a shout out to Acesblackstar. You already know what it is. CEO, boss man, AC Music. We out here.
being financially free, or when you get emotional about, not working a 9 to 5 because you don't like what you do, or work the 9 to 5. That's fine. Just find a better job, something that you actually enjoy doing, because then it wouldn't necessarily be work if you actually like getting up, going there every day. So being committed is one thing, and it's a big thing though. Like, whatever you do, you have to be committed to it, even if it's in a relationship. Do y'all agree? If you're not committed in a relationship, how far will that relationship go on your end? Because I know that if I see a lack of commitment, I'm going to stop trying on my end. It can't be one-sided. It's not going to work. Same thing with your goals, except for the goals don't speak back. It's just you and what you want to accomplish. That's it. You in the gym, you in managing your money correctly, you and whatever. It's just you and that. So it's really just a battle between yourself. Now you have to ask yourself, who's going to win? The new future you or the old you? All right. So you got to be committed to becoming the new version of yourself, which should be a better version of yourself. And then keep that commitment to yourself. Everybody's always walking around talking about how somebody else let them down, but nobody's talking about how people let themselves down. And that's the biggest part of you becoming a better version of yourself and accomplishing the things that you want. Don't let yourself down. You already allow other people to let you down. The worst thing that you can do is let yourself down by not staying committed to the things that you said that you wanted to accomplish yourself. You said you wanted to accomplish it. Nobody else said it. So, I mean, you can only be mad at you. I'm just saying. So, stay committed, ladies and gentlemen. Stay committed. Many resolutions made without genuine commitment often stems from just, you seeing other people do something and you say you want to do it. Actually have some type of commitment, actually have some type of attachment to that thing that you want to accomplish. All right. Second thing a lot of people go through is fear of change. Some people just don't want to change. They're stuck in their ways, and that's not going to help you accomplish things that you've never accomplished before if you have to do something different than what you're doing today to accomplish the thing that you want to accomplish. How do you remain the exact same but get a different result? I believe they call that insanity, right? Like, some people are scared of change, so they kind of act, they become stubborn to what's coming out. I usually tell my mom all the time, move with the time or get left behind. Not saying that you have to be on everything that's new, everything that's popping, but if your goals are switching, your mindset has to switch. Level of knowledge has to shift something. I mean, the same way that you put a VCR tape in is almost the same as you put a CD in. It's just what you're doing has to switch, not how you're doing it. Okay? So don't be too afraid of change. Embrace change if you want change. Only if you want change. For those individuals that want to remain the same, fine. You can disregard all the change in the world. You're only going to survive for so long because technology is going to outdo you, and you might be in a situation where you're kind of stuck technology wise because you're still trying to function on the old back in the day technology when it's not as relevant today and it's not as functionable, if that's a word. I mean, if you're still walking around here with a pager, I don't know how far you're going to get. I don't even know if they still have service for that. So you might have one, but can you get service everywhere? So this is what I'm saying when I say technology can push you out of the way. Nobody's going to force you to change, but it can push you to a different way of doing things. The smartphone, the pager, the VCR, the DVD. Now it's streaming. You can you even find VCR tapes anymore besides going to thrift stores? So if you still have a VCR, you might not be able to watch the brand new movies that come out. So you're going to be forced to change if you want to watch those brand new movies. If you don't, that's fine. You can still go to the movies and see it once, but playing it over and over again with a VCR, that might not work today. So it's forcing you out of that situation, out of that mindset. So you have to change. All right. Don't be afraid to change. Embrace change. Okay. Just make sure you're changing for the right reasons and the right people. All right. Because some people can make you worse than who you are today. You don't always improve. You can always learn from a situation, but not everybody learns. They kind of just go through the situation and relive it over and over and over again every year, every 365 days. You say that you want to be a new you. However, you're still living with the same mindset, with the same environment, with the same everything else. So what has really changed? How do you become a new you when nothing has really changed? Okay? I mean, that's just what it is at the end of the day. Comfortable mentality. That's the next thing. Comfortable mentality. Raise your hand if you've ever been comfortable. I'm guilty of it as well. I've been comfortable, but however, How long your comfort lasts is going to determine how fast you're going to accomplish the thing that you want to accomplish, or how stagnated you're going to be. How long will you be in the same place at the same time? Like I said, everybody has went through this stage. You might be going through a moment where you are a little depressed, you are a little down, you are a little lost mentally, and you get comfortable because you're in your processing stage. You're trying to figure out, hey, who am I again? What do I want to become? What goals do I have? And during that process of you thinking and meditating and just sitting in all of that, you're still staying still. You're still standing still. You're still not accomplishing anything. So you need this time to reflect and really figure out who you are again. But the world is still moving. Time is still going. So how long you stay in that position is going to determine how long you stay in that situation. So regardless of your excuses that you have, oh, I just can't figure it out, I don't know, this, and that. While you don't making all of those excuses, time is still moving. Things are still happening. There's people that make stuff happen. There's people that watch stuff happen. And there's people that don't know what the heck is going on right now. You got to figure out which one you are and how long you want to be at each stage, because we all go through all three. I've been in a situation where I am trying to figure out what's going on. Hey, what is everybody talking about? How is everybody doing this, and that? Then I've been in a situation where I'm making the moves. I'm making it do what it do. And then there's just some situations where I'm just like, I don't know what the heck is going on. Which one are you? And how long are you willing to stay at those stages? Learn it, figure it out, implement, repeat all day, every day. You're more comfortable with the old you or situation more than you are with change. Exactly. Matter of fact, I want to bring up a guest today to shed some light on some of these things that we've been talking about so far for the first 13 minutes. So let's go ahead and bring up a guest, man, and see if we can get a different perspective. Because like I said, I'm not a guru at life. I make mistakes. I'm not perfect. However, I'm here to just share my perspective, my situations, my downfalls, and maybe that can help you accomplish things so that you don't have to go through what I went through or what we went through in order to get to where we are. All right? So we're never claiming to be perfect. We're imperfect people functioning in a world full of other unprofessional or unperfect people.
Yo,
What's up? What's going on, sir?
man, what's going on, boss?
Welcome to the Keep It AC podcast, where we keep it 100% all day, every day. We keeping it real. And, we just telling it like it is.
That's what I like to hear. Appreciate you.
No problem. So who we got on the line right now? Go ahead and introduce yourself and where you calling in from.
Oh, man, it's the bald head bearded guy, man. I'm calling in from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Okay. So as of tonight, you been watching live?
Yeah, I was watching.
Okay, cool. So do you mind chiming in on any of those things that we've been talking about? Lack of commitment, fear of change, people just being comfortable. Have you ever been in any of those situations, or?
And we all been in those situations. We just don't want to admit it sometimes.
Most definitely.
Two people you can't lie to. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little religious, so, I got to say it's two people you can't lie to. First person going to be yourself. The second person going to be God,
Right.
Or whoever you believe in. And, man, you can tell yourself all the time that you ain't been in something, or you don't want to do something, or you comfortable with something so much that changing to something else just is too uncomfortable.
Right. Yeah. Facts.
And like you say, first thing you got to do is be committed. But who you going to commit to? You got to commit to yourself. You got to have a reason to want to do it. Like you said, that emotional attachment,
Right.
You got to have a why. You don't just do stuff.
Right.
Nobody do stuff just to do it. They have a why they did it.
Right. And your why just got to be strong enough.
Yeah.
Because why you will do something is also a reason why somebody else won't do it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's crazy when you kind of break it down like that, because it's like, you know, let's say you're a salesman and you're going door to door selling, microwaves. If it's raining outside, one salesman is going to say, hey, it's raining. I am not about to go outside and try to sell these microwaves today. While the other man is saying, hey, everybody's probably at home because it's raining. Therefore, I could probably sell more microwaves. So I'm going to go out there and make it happen because my family got to eat. So
that's like that analogy. You know what I'm saying? Glass half full or glass half empty. It depends on how you look at it.
Exactly.
The rain was, a stopper for one person, but it was a positive for the next person. Like, whoa, more people gonna be at home, so I got better and more opportunity.
Right. And I don't think a lot of people understand that you have the power to control what that looks like. If it's half empty or if it's half full, only you have the power to control what that is to you. Because in reality, it's whatever you make it. It's not, you give it value. You give it meaning. So whatever your meaning is to it, that's exactly what it is. He said it was raining. His meaning was, hey, I don't want to, it's wet out there. I'm not going out there. The other guy's meaning was, hey, everybody's at home because it's wet out there. So you control that 100%. What you think about procrastination and laziness? Because that's the next topic.
Procrastination and laziness.
Yes.
I think at some point in time, we all procrastinate.
Right.
We've all should have done something right then and there, or the whole, you know what I'm saying? I want to stop smoking, so first I'm gonna start with, I was doing 10. I'm gonna go down to 8 a day, or 4 a day, or 5 a day, or something like that.
Right.
Minimize myself to where that's shortcutting it.
Right.
If you're gonna quit one, I'm just gonna stop and I'm gonna work as hard as I possibly can not to pick up another one.
Right.
Now if I don't get it, at least I didn't keep smoking, period. I gave it an attempt and I could give it another attempt.
Right.
As long as I keep going, but
you might have had a couple of days in there, and now you can kind of say, okay, I did 3 days. Next time I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try to go ahead and do 4 or 5, or you know what I'm saying? Like you have your strength level measured out as of this attempt. Now you can attempt it again and just strengthen that willpower to not do it. So yeah, I've learned also that a lot of people procrastinate because either they want to have more information than they actually need to start, or they're just afraid to start, period.
Yeah.
So they keep on, pushing it off because they're afraid of what the result is. They're afraid of what other people might think of them, or, whether it's friends, family, or just themselves. Like, I've done things where I'm like, man, I look at myself less than because I didn't accomplish what I said I was going to accomplish. Back in my younger days, I'll say, I didn't have that strength, that mindset of, hey, I can accomplish anything I set my mind to. I was quiet. I was very reserved. I was shy. I kind of took in everything that was around me, what everybody else said around me. And I really didn't have a good outlook on myself at the time. And that's kind of what put me in that situation of, hey, I don't think I can do it, so I'm not even going to try. Or if I do it and fail, I'm going to be a failure. So it's a lot of stuff that us humans go through with, nobody else actually know about it unless you talk about it.
Right.
So what about unrealistic expectations? This person that's on this live right now, they're talking about, hey, look, 2024, I want to make $100,000 in they haven't even made 20,000 yet, or they don't have a job yet. Not saying that it's not possible. However, it does kind of got to be realistic, right?
Right. Well, there's certain things that there's steps to it.
Right.
It's not just gonna happen. Most people set a unrealistic goal, and it's realistic. Actually, it's just the time limit they get themselves to do it is unrealistic.
Right.
Because you can't say I want to make, like you said, $100,000, and I haven't even figured out how to make $5,000 yet.
Right. Or keep 5,000.
Right.
Because you'll get that too. A lot of people saying, hey, I want to make this amount of money, but they don't know how to manage the little bit that they do have. So how do you actually, because when you make $100,000, when you make six figures in a year, it's not because you made it all at once, like in 1 month or 3 months. So you didn't really have enough time to spend it. It's more like a overtime type of thing. But if you don't have the money management skills, you won't be able to hold on to what you have in order to build up to six figures. Like you could have made six figures. That might be a little easier to do, but actually have six figures, keep six figures in a bank account, that's a different story. I know some people, when they see it, it's gone.
Right. Well, that's because most people aren't used to having it. So,
Right. Them lottery winners.
Right. You hear a lot about lottery winners, going crazy and all of that and stuff like that, because this is something that they're not used to.
Right.
So, when what they say, more money, more problems.
Right.
Everything is bigger when
some might fail, some might succeed, some might follow through with what they actually said that they were going to do, and some won't. But today we're here to talk about, what you can do to get to the next level or to completely accomplish the thing that you say that you want to accomplish. All right. And if anybody actually want to tune in on what your New Year's resolution is, or maybe you want to ask some advice to accomplish the New Year's resolution that you are getting ready to set for this New Year's, or what you've already set, then don't be afraid to tune in. Hit me up on Instagram or hit me up on Facebook. And, I'll take your call live right here, right now, and we can talk about it. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is lack of commitment. All right. So it's a lot of individuals. You have some really, really good things that you want to accomplish. You have some really, really good goals that you have set, but you lack committing to them. All right. And what I know from experience is you really have to be emotionally to something. Okay. You don't just say, hey, I want to, lose weight. Like, it has to be an emotional attachment to you losing weight. That way it can actually affect you. And they said, hey, if you want to get your dream car, you should go sit in it. Not necessarily saying that you have to sit in it in order to obtain. You go to the dealership and you actually sit in the vehicle. You can create some type of emotional attachment, and that could help you fight through those moments where you're not as consistent. You're not as motivated. Okay. I know y'all probably are in some toxic, unhealthy relationships, and thinking about those hard times pushes you to do better. All right. This is the same thing, but it's actually something that you're trying to accomplish. So that same mentality that you have when it comes to somebody mentioning a name from a person that you are just upset with or dislike or, have bad vibes. When somebody mentioned that name, you instantly get mad. You instantly get upset. This works the same exact way. But turn it around and make it a positive thing. All right. When you get emotional about losing weight, when you get emotional about being financially free, or when you get emotional about, not working a 9-to-5 because you don't like what you do, or work the 9-to-5, that's fine. Just find a better job, something that you actually enjoy doing. because then it wouldn't necessarily be work if you actually like getting up, going there every day. So being committed is one thing, and it's a big thing though. Like whatever you do, you have to be committed to it, even if it's in a relationship. Do y'all agree? If you're not committed in a relationship, how far will that relationship go on your end? Because I know that if I see a lack of commitment, I'm going to stop trying on my end. It can't be one-sided. It's not going to work. Same thing with your goals, except for the goals don't speak back. It's just you and what you want to accomplish. That's it. You in the gym, you in managing your money correctly, you and whatever. It's just you and that. So it's really just a battle between yourself. Now you have to ask yourself, who's going to win? The new future you or the old you? All right. So you got to be committed to becoming the new version of yourself, which should be a better version of yourself. And then keep that commitment to yourself. Everybody's always walking around talking about how somebody else let them down, but nobody's talking about how people let themselves down. And that's the biggest part of you becoming a better version of yourself and accomplishing the things that you want. Don't let yourself down. You already allow other people to let you down. The worst thing that you can do is let yourself down by not staying committed to the things that you said that you wanted to accomplish yourself. You said you wanted to accomplish it. Nobody else said it. So, I mean, you can only be mad at you. I'm just saying. So stay committed, ladies and gentlemen. Stay committed. Many resolutions made without genuine commitment often stems from just, you seeing other people do something and you say you want to do it. Actually have some type of commitment. Actually have some type of attachment to that thing that you want to accomplish. All right. Second thing a lot of people go through is fear of change. Some people just don't want to change. They're stuck in their ways, and that's not going to help you accomplish things that you've never accomplished before if you have to do something different than what you're doing today to accomplish the thing that you want to accomplish. How do you remain the exact same but get a different result? I believe they call that insanity, right? Like some people are scared of change, so they kind of act. I mean, they become stubborn to what's coming out. I usually tell my mom all the time, move with the time or get left behind. Not saying that you have to be on everything that's new, everything that's popping, but if your goals are switching, your mindset has to switch. Level of knowledge has to shift something. I mean, the same way that you put a VCR tape in is almost the same as you put a CD in. It's just what you're doing has to switch, not how you're doing it. Okay? So don't be too afraid of change. Embrace change if you want change. Only if you want change. For those individuals that want to remain the same, fine. You can disregard all the change in the world. You're only going to survive for so long because technology is going to outdo you, and you might be in a situation where you're kind of stuck technology wise because you're still trying to function on the old back in the day technology when it's not as relevant today and it's not as functionable, if that's a word. I mean, if you're still walking around here with a pager, I don't know how far you're going to get. I don't even know if they still have service for that. So you might have one, but can you get service everywhere? So this is what I'm saying when I say technology can push you out of the way. Nobody's going to force you to change, but it can push you to a different way of doing things. The smartphone, the pager, the VCR, the DVD. Now it's streaming. Can you even find VCR tapes anymore besides going to thrift stores? So if you still have a VCR, you might not be able to watch the brand new movies that come out. So you're going to be forced to change if you want to watch those brand new movies. If you don't, that's fine. You can still go to the movies and see it once, but playing it over and over again with a VCR, that might not work today. So it's forcing you out of that situation, out of that mindset. So you have to change. All right. Don't be afraid to change. Embrace change. Okay? Just make sure you're changing for the right reasons and the right people. All right? Because some people can make you worse than who you are today. You don't always improve. You can always learn from a situation, but not everybody learns. They kind of just go through the situation and relive it over and over and over again every year, every 365 days. You say that you want to be a new you. However, you're still living with the same mindset, with the same environment, with the same everything else. So what has really changed? How do you become a new you when nothing has really changed? Okay? I mean, that's just what it is at the end of the day. Comfortable mentality. That's the next thing. Comfortable mentality. Raise your hand if you've ever been comfortable. I'm guilty of it as well. I've been comfortable, but however, how long your comfort lasts is going to determine how fast you're going to accomplish the thing that you want to accomplish, or how stagnated you're going to be. How long will you be in the same place at the same time? Like I said, everybody has went through this stage. You might be going through a moment where you are a little depressed. You are a little down. You are a little lost mentally. And you get comfortable because you're in your processing stage. You're trying to figure out, hey, who am I again? What do I want to become? What goals do I have? And during that process of you thinking and meditating and just sitting in all of that, you're still staying still. You're still standing still. You're still not accomplishing anything. So you need this time to reflect and really figure out who you are again. But the world is still moving. Time is still going. So how long you stay in that position is going to determine how long you stay in that situation. So regardless of your excuses that you have, oh, I just can't figure it out, I don't know, this, and that. While you don't making all of those excuses, time is still moving. Things are still happening. There's people that make stuff happen. There's people that watch stuff happen. And there's people that don't know what the heck is going on right now. You got to figure out which one you are and how long you want to be at each stage, because we all go through all three. I've been in a situation where I am trying to figure out what's going on. Hey, what is everybody talking about? How is everybody doing this, and that? Then I've been in a situation where I'm making the moves. I'm making it do what it do. And then there's just some situations where I'm just like, I don't know what the heck is going on. Which one are you? And how long are you willing to stay at those stages? Learn it, figure it out, implement, repeat all day, every day. You're more comfortable with the old you or situation more than you are with change. Exactly. Matter of fact, I want to bring up a guest today to shed some light on some of these things that we've been talking about so far for the first 13 minutes. So let's go ahead and bring up a guest, man, and see if we can get a different perspective. Because like I said, I'm not a guru at life. I make mistakes. I'm not perfect. However, I'm here to just share my perspective, my situations, my downfalls, and maybe that can help you accomplish things so that you don't have to go through what I went through or what we went through in order to get to where we are. All right? So we're never claiming to be perfect. We're imperfect people functioning in a world full of other unprofessional or unperfect people.
Yo,
What's up? What's going on, sir?
man, what's going on, boss?
Welcome to the Keep It AC podcast, where we keep it 100% all day, every day. We keeping it real. And, we just telling it like it is.
That's what I like to hear. Appreciate you.
No problem. So who we got on the line right now? Go ahead and introduce yourself and where you calling in from.
Oh, man, it's the bald head bearded guy, man. I'm calling in from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Okay. So as of tonight, you've been watching live?
Yeah, I was watching.
Okay, cool. So do you mind chiming in on any of those things that we've been talking about? Lack of commitment, fear of change, people just being comfortable. Have you ever been in any of those situations or?
We all been in those situations. We just don't want to admit it sometimes.
Most definitely.
two people you can't lie to. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little religious, so, you know, I got to say it's two people you can't lie to. First person going to be yourself. The second person going to be God, you know, or whoever you believe in. And, man, you can tell yourself all the time that you ain't been in something or you don't want to do something or you comfortable with something so much that changing to something else just is too uncomfortable.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Facts.
And like you say, first thing you got to do is be committed. But who you going to commit to? You got to commit to yourself. You got to have a reason to want to do it. Like you said, that emotional attachment, you know?
Right.
You got to have a why. You don't just do stuff.
Right.
Nobody do stuff just to do it. They have a why they did it.
Right. And your why just got to be strong enough.
Yeah.
Because why you will do something is also a reason why somebody else won't do it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's crazy when you kind of break it down like that, because it's like, you know, let's say you're a salesman and you're going door to door selling, you know, microwaves. If it's raining outside, one salesman is going to say, hey, it's raining. I am not about to go outside and try to sell these microwaves today. While the other man is saying, hey, everybody's probably at home because it's raining. Therefore, I could probably sell more microwaves. So I'm going to go out there and make it happen because my family got to eat. So
you know, that's like that analogy. You know what I'm saying? You know, glass half full or glass half empty. It depends on how you look at it.
Exactly.
The rain was, you know, a stopper for one person, but it was a positive for the next person. Like, whoa, you know, more people gonna be at home, so I got better and more opportunity.
Right. And I don't think a lot of people understand that you have the power to control what that looks like. If it's half empty or if it's half full, only you have the power to control what that is to you. Because in reality, it's whatever you make it. It's not, you give it value. You give it meaning. So whatever your meaning is to it, that's exactly what it is. He said it was raining. His meaning was, hey, I don't want to, it's wet out there. I'm not going out there. The other guy's meaning was, hey, everybody's at home because it's wet out there. So you control that 100%. What you think about procrastination and laziness? Because that's the next topic.
Nation and laziness.
Yes.
I think at some point in time, you know, we all procrastinate.
Right.
We've all should have done something right then and there, you know, or the whole, you know what I'm saying, I want to stop smoking, so first I'm going to start with, you know, I was doing 10, I'm going to go down to 8 a day or 4 a day or 5 a day or something like that.
Right.
You know, minimize myself to where, you know, that's shortcutting it.
Right.
You know, if you're going to quit one, I'm just going to stop and I'm going to work as hard as I possibly can not to pick up another one.
Right.
You know, now if I, you know, don't get it, you know, at least I didn't keep smoking, period. I gave it an attempt and I could give it another attempt.
Right.
You know, as long as I keep going, you know, but
you might have had a couple days in there, and now you can kind of say, okay, I did 3 days. Next time I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try to go ahead and do 4 or 5, or you know what I'm saying? Like you have your strength level measured out as of this attempt. Now you can attempt it again and just, you know, strengthen that willpower to not do it. So yeah, I've learned also that, you know, a lot of people procrastinate because either they want to have more information than they actually need to start, or they're just afraid to start, period.
Yeah.
So they keep on, you know, pushing it off because they're afraid of what the result is. They're afraid of what other people might think of them, or, you know, whether it's friends, family, or just themselves. Like, I've done things where I'm like, man, I look at myself less than because I didn't accomplish what I said I was going to accomplish. You know, back in my younger days, I'll say, I didn't have that strength, that mindset of, you know, hey, I can accomplish anything I set my mind to. I was quiet. I was very reserved. I was shy. I kind of took in everything that was around me, what everybody else said around me. And I really didn't have a good outlook on myself at the time. And that's kind of what put me in that situation of, hey, I don't think I can do it, so I'm not even going to try. Or if I do it and fail, I'm going to be a failure. So it's a lot of stuff that us humans go through with, nobody else actually know about it unless you talk about it.
Right.
So what about unrealistic expectations? This person that's on this live right now, they're talking about, hey, look, 2024, I want to make $100,000 and they haven't even made 20,000 yet, or they don't have a job yet. Not saying that it's not possible. However, it does kind of got to be realistic, right?
Right. There's certain things that there's steps to it.
Right.
It's not just gonna happen. Most people set a unrealistic goal, and it's realistic. Actually, it's just the time limit they get themselves to do it is unrealistic.
Right.
Because you can't say I want to make, like you said, $100,000, and I haven't even figured out how to make $5,000 yet.
Right. Or keep 5,000.
Right.
Because you'll get that too. A lot of people saying, hey, I want to make this amount of money, but they don't know how to manage the little bit that they do have. So how do you actually, because when you make $100,000, when you make six figures in a year, it's not because you made it all at once, like in 1 month or 3 months. So you didn't really have enough time to spend it. It's more like a over time type of thing. But if you don't have the money management skills, you won't be able to hold on to what you have in order to build up to six figures. Like you could have made six figures. That might be a little easier to do, but actually have six figures, keep six figures in a bank account, that's a different story. I know some people, when they see it, it's gone.
Right. Well, that's because most people aren't used to having it. So,
Right. Them lottery winners.
Right. You hear a lot about lottery winners, going crazy and all of that and stuff like that, because this is something that they're not used to.
Right.
So, when what they say, more money, more problems.
Right.
Everything is bigger when it's bigger.
Right.
A bill, when you go from a small house to a bigger house, all the bills are going to be bigger.
Yeah.
A bigger house takes more electricity. A bigger house takes more gas, So if your small mind don't get bigger with it, then you're still thinking small. You're going to do the same. I don't like to use call people names or something like that, but you're going to make the same mistakes that you had already made because you're not thinking on a different level.
Right. Exactly. You have to grow to the level of success you want to have or who you want to become. I used to always tell my son, hey, what kind of vehicle do you want? And he'll say a Lamborghini or a McLaren or something like that. And I'll say, okay, it's easy to purchase those things, but who do you have to become in order to own one? Because the amount of money that you make is a direct reflection of the value that you bring to the marketplace, whether it's your job, whether it's, online, if you are an online content creator or whatever the case may be, you have to bring value to whatever area. And that's going to determine 100% on how much money you actually make.
Oh, for sure.
So if you don't grow to it, it will never come to you. So
for sure.
That's
basically saying, you got your entry level, and then you've got, people who got stocks in the company and stuff like that type of thing, because there again, it goes back to your thinking.
Right.
What do I need to do to get to that next level? What do I need to do, to keep leveling up?
Right.
But most people don't know, and I guess the big word here is change.
Yeah.
You have to change in order to do that.
Right.
You can't just nobody's going to level you up for doing the same thing that you already do.
Right. Right. Exactly. And that kind of goes back to the unrealistic expectations as well for, individuals that have those New Year's resolutions. It only becomes unrealistic when you're not open to change or to growing mentally, physically, emotionally. You can't handle a certain level of success that you want if you're not willing to change. So how long it takes you to accomplish that thing is going to determine on your level of knowledge if it comes to you having to learn about something to sell something. Like that's where the expectations come from. How fast can you learn and implement the thing that you want to learn in order for you to accomplish the thing that you want to accomplish? That's going to tell you how long it's actually going to take. So,
Exactly.
what about self doubt? Because this is what I really really struggle with in fifth grade, just out in school. Period. I was in special ed all through high school, middle school, elementary school. So my self doubt was through the roof. Being in special ed and not actually being involved or in classrooms with quote unquote the regular kids, it did something to my self esteem. Have you experienced any kind of self doubt or anything like that?
I mean, I've had self-doubt before, but a lot of people have we're all going to have self-doubt for different reasons,
Yeah.
so it's not going to be the same across the board,
Right.
you know. In the end, it's the same thing,
Yeah.
it's self-doubt. I mean, just, but the why the self-doubt, because some people might have self-doubt because,
Of others.
they're around all the negativity of somebody saying you can't,
Right.
don't, no, that's not right, don't try, there's a lot of negative,
Right.
and that can build self-doubt within somebody,
Yeah.
or that fear factor. A lot of people is scared to attempt certain and new stuff,
Right.
so
It's kind of self-explanatory.
right,
It just depends on what angle it's coming from.
yes,
I got you.
definitely,
I got you. Now this next one, lack of discipline. That's gonna be a number one reason why a lot of people don't accomplish their New Year's resolution. Lack of discipline. Me personally, this is where I excelled at. So I've had a couple other things on this list where, it really, really affected me. But the discipline part, this is where I thrived. Because once I figured out, okay, if I do this and do it over and over and over again, I have no choice but to get better. No matter how bad I'm doing or how much mistakes I'm making at the beginning, as long as I continue to do it, I'm going to get better.
as long as you commit yourself to keep trying.
Exactly. So, watching this right now, y'all watching this right now, I have about 400 and I think 31 YouTube subscribers. I basically I'm brand new. I had like 300 last month, but we're growing. So I am brand new at this whole YouTube thing. So y'all are like the first watchers of this Keep It AC podcast, and y'all are witnessing all of my mistakes, all of my downfalls. But if I keep going, I won't have no choice but to get better. So having that discipline is what fights the fear, is what fights the procrastination, is what fights the self-doubt. It kind of fights everything that we spoke about above this list, just because you have no choice but to get more comfortable, but to get more knowledge in a specific area if you're unknowledgeable, and just really to believe more in yourself because you're getting better at it. Got anything else you want to chime in on that topic?
For sure, we use the word fail,
Uh-huh.
And with using the word fail, the only way you actually fail is when you stop trying.
Right.
That's when you fail. The plan might have to change.
Right.
The way you're going about something, but the goal should still be the same.
Exactly.
Well, I planned, you know what I'm saying, to have $100,000 by the end of the year, because new year, new me, new money. Ooh. But well, I only have $4,000 or $5,000 in there now.
Right.
And like you said, it's not what you make, it's what you can
keep.
see afterwards.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if the new year come about and I had wanted 100, but only got to 40 or 50, even 20, it's more than a 4 or 5. So let's keep the goal 100. Just the plan for me to do it in a year might have to change.
Right.
But that means I'm going to have to change too, because why didn't I get it? How can I get more?
Right.
So my thinking has to change.
Right.
So, no, that's where it is. I mean,
Exactly.
man, you can change, and change isn't just your clothes.
Right. Right. Right.
I can change states, but if I'm the problem, I'm taking it with me.
You take you wherever you go.
Wherever I go. So if I'm the problem, because of my thinking, because, that insanity thing, that I'm going to get a different result when I keep trying the same thing the same way. No, it don't work that way.
Not at all. I used to tell people on my team all the time, like, it doesn't matter where you go, you take you with you. So if it's something that you're struggling with over here, 9 times out of 10, you're going to struggle with it over there, unless you actually fix the issue, fix the issue at hand.
Unless the problem was what you was around where you were at. So maybe if you change your position there, that's different.
Right.
But if the problem is your surrounding and the people that are around you, you can go somewhere else. But if you don't change your magnetic attraction to those same type of people, because you go find those exact same people in the other.
Right. You attract who you are. You're kind of breaking up a little bit.
Okay, I ain't moved though. I've been sitting in the same spot, yo.
You clear now. Hey, it's always like that when you.
I was like, man, I ain't even went nowhere.
Right, right.
No, you didn't catch me while I was driving. No, I'm sitting on the couch right now.
Relax. Sandy chimed in. She said, what did you do to become the confident person that you are today? What was the shift? So for me personally, in order for me to be more confident than I was previously, it took a lot of reflecting. And the way that I reflect was listening to audios, reading a lot of different books on just who I am personally, and just books on perspective and mindset. Because what happened was, as I started to get more confident in my ability to do a specific skill, which I got into network marketing, and network marketing kind of introduced me to the world of personal development. I really didn't know anything about the people that I came in contact with until I came in contact with them. I didn't know about any Les Browns and Zig Ziglars and Jim Rohns and all of that until I got into the network marketing industry. And those individuals, it was motivation, but it was more of education and inspiration, and it was that positive self-talk and the shift in mindset that I needed to hear in order for me to be more confident, because it just gave me another outlook on life. Where I'm from, I had a lot of influence, more negative influence than positive influence. I saw a lot of individuals doing things and living a lifestyle that I did not want to live. So I was able to do the opposite. And I had a few individuals that I could role model and, become similar to. But when I started to tap into the books and the audios, that kind of gave me that shift in my mindset, and it gave me more confidence. And I also just acquired a skill. And, when I'm speaking about something that I'm knowledgeable in, I am more confident. But repetition, doing something over and over again, that kind of gives you more confident. So I was on camera for a long time, in network marketing, doing videos all the time. So I kind of became really, really comfortable with the camera, so to speak. So we just talked about lack of discipline. What about failure to learn from setbacks? We kind of spoke about this earlier, doing something over and over and over again, reliving the past. So it's not a new year, it's not a new you. It's the same year, it's the same you. It's a new year, but it's the same you because you're reliving what you did before. So what can you say about people just failing to learn, or your experience of failing to learn from the setbacks?
Well, I'm a firm believer that you can get something out of everything.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm a firm believer of you can learn something from anybody.
Right.
You know, because first and foremost, none of us know everything. You know, but secondly, you know, even if I learned not to believe you, or I learned, you know, how, as you would say it, how not to do something or why not to do something.
Yeah.
And learn something. I gotta get. If I don't get, you know, a lesson, then I don't understand. I don't understand. I wouldn't understand what you were getting out of it.
Right. Right.
You know, you have to get a lesson. Everything has to be a lesson.
Yeah. That's it's vital for growth.
It is.
Like, why just be around or be present just to be present? You should be getting something. Like, not saying that you have to only be around people that's doing better than you or anything like that. Like he said, you can learn something from everyone. Like, you can literally walk up to somebody that's living on the street right now and ask them, hey, how did you get in the situation that you're in right now? And learn
Right.
what not to do in order to prevent being in the situation that he's in. You just have to take that knowledge and apply it and pass it forward.
For sure.
You know?
For sure. And not that you are getting something from other people like you're using them.
Right.
Because you're not saying you're using them.
Right. That's a difference.
You know, it's having a reason.
Right.
You know, like me being around you could be because I'm getting knowledge from you, because you know something that I don't know that I want to know.
Right.
You know, or not only learning something from you, but also, you know, you could be the person that makes me laugh.
Yeah.
You know? So that's still gaining something, you know, in relationships, in all relationships, there should be, all parties concerned should have some type of benefit.
Right. Got to be some kind of value.
There's got to have some value to it.
Right.
So that's a reason. There has to be a reason.
Right. So, ladies, gentlemen, when we ask, what are you bringing to the table? We don't necessarily mean just financial. We're talking about health, wealth, love, and happiness. Can you bring knowledge to the situation? Can you introduce me to something that can overall better us as a couple, better us as a friendship, or just better me personally? Like, what type of influence are you going to put into my life that's going to help everybody, and vice versa? What can I bring to your attention that you might not know of that could help you? So I've always been one of those individuals that look for the good and look for the positive outlook, or just look for the lesson in the friendship or the conversation. Like, I'm not just around just to be around. I need to pick up on something, and the energy that I have is going to pick up on something, just because that's how my mind works. Like, I can't even help it. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't help it. So that's a big thing for me, man. Failure and setbacks, like, learning from those. I like to learn from other people's failures and setbacks, because then I don't necessarily have the setback. I can continue to go where I left off at. If I left off, with a financial goal of 25,000 and I just saw somebody lose, 30,000, I can say, okay, he did this, this, and this, or, he applied for for this vehicle and ended up losing the vehicle and, all kind of other stuff. I can avoid that whole situation and continue on my journey of the 25 to the 100 or 75 or whatever. Y'all get what I'm saying? Like, you're able to kind of skip levels in life. I feel like it's a cheat code to be able to communicate, observe what other people are doing, the good, the bad, the ugly, and not being a follower, but being a student and being able to learn what I should do in my situation based off their results. So, what about these external distractions? That's a huge one. This 2022, 2023, 2024, even the whole, virus thing that went around. It was a lot of distractions out there. But even more to this day, there's people that use social media good ways, and there's people that use social media in bad ways. By the way, if y'all just tuning in, this is the Keep It AC podcast where we keep it 100, we keep it real all day, every day. We're not telling you how to live your life, who you should be with, or how to raise your children. We're just giving you insight on what we've been through, what we're currently going through, mistakes that we might have made, and the things that we might have done that can help you get to the next level in life. So if you are enjoying this video, go ahead and smash the like button, go ahead and smash that subscribe button, and stay tuned for the next podcast. But back to the topic. What do you think about these external distractions that's going on?
There's a lot going on. The world has changed. There is going to be distractions. But it'll fall back to that word committed. You can't let
commitment, man.
Yeah, there it is. You got to be committed. If you can't let,
and that why
there's always gonna be obstacles,
right?
If you don't figure out a way around them, over them, up under them, through them, or whatever, and keep at that goal, we'll go back to that word fail.
Right.
There's so much going on. I know it's hard, man. You got to realize, man, it doesn't seem like it's been getting better.
Right. Somebody asked on Instagram, what's something that you do to keep from getting distracted? I'll let you go ahead and chime in on that first, and then I'll go ahead and jump in.
Oh man, focus.
Right.
I stay focused. I don't look at the news or get involved in it, overly involved in it.
Right.
You want to know what's going on for your own safety and stuff, yes. You know what I'm saying? But I don't get emotionally attached to what's going on, but because I'm more emotionally attached to what I'm trying to do.
Right. Exactly.
So that's how I don't get distracted. I don't let what else is going on be bigger than what I need and what I'm supposed to be focused on. Not that I'm not listening and focusing on the other stuff, but not more than I'm focusing on what my goal is supposed to be.
Right.
Because it becomes an obstacle, in my goal.
Right. So
that's how I don't get distracted. Nothing's bigger than what I'm already trying to accomplish.
Right.
And that's problems and everything, and not that a problem not big, but a problem is a problem and it has a solution. So figure out the solution.
Right.
And that solution is probably quicker than you still reaching your goal.
Right. Right.
So let's get it done and get it over with so we can still go for what the goal is.
Right. So me personally, I have the ability to sit in one place for an extended amount of time and be obsessed with accomplishing the task that I have in front of me. That's just an internal thing that I have. And I know everyone doesn't have that, but it kind of stems back to the reason why, my reason why I want to accomplish this thing. That kind of defers me from being distracted from outside sources. Plus, I only surround myself with the energy, whether it's people, whether it's audios, whether it's books, that have the knowledge or information that I need in order to get to the next goal. So I don't have a lot of friends. I don't have a lot of associates. I don't have a lot of even family that I talk to. I kind of just stay in my little bubble, so to speak, until what I have accomplished is accomplished. Every now and then I might venture off, but you better believe that when I do venture off, it's because I do need to take a break and get a whiff of what's going on outside. Like he said, like we want to be aware of what's going on in the world, but not consumed by it. Like I'm not about to just sit here and dwell on, oh, the inflation is super high. What am I going to do? This, and that. No. Okay, it's happening. It's happening. What else could happen in the process? Okay, houses could go up, houses could come down. If I accomplish the thing that I want to accomplish, then I'll be able to take advantage of what's going on outside in the world. I'll be able to get into real estate and this, and that. So, the thing that I want to accomplish is so much bigger than what I'm being distracted by, if that makes any sense. And if you find yourself continuously getting distracted over and over and over again, then the goal that you have set, I would say, is not big enough. And the reason why you want to accomplish it is not big enough. And that's the only reason why you keep getting distracted. It's just not big enough. You're not that strongly emotionally attached to it. So that's one thing. Number 10, toxic relationships. Oh my God. Now this right here, the negative influences from toxic relationships could sabotage your efforts to grow and improve in all areas of life. Let me say that again, just in case y'all didn't hear me in the back. Toxic relationships can negatively influence and sabotage your efforts to grow and improve in all aspects of life. So, that New Year's resolution that you want to accomplish, you might be willing, able, and available to accomplish that goal. But if you are around the wrong group of individuals, if you are influenced by the wrong group of individuals, families, friends, significant others, children, whatever it is, if it's the wrong energy, that can prevent you from accomplishing the very thing that you want to accomplish. So when you set a New Year's resolution, take in consideration the people around you who can contribute to you accomplishing that goal, as well as who can take from you accomplishing that goal. Because that's important. That might be one of the most important things, because your reason why could be the very people that's toxic. Come on now. It could be the very people that's toxic. Make you want to give up on the whole thing.
Yeah.
I know I've had some girlfriends that, I wanted to accomplish something, and because they weren't in the right space mentally, it kept me from accomplishing the thing that I wanted to accomplish. And it's life. But how fast you bounce back, that's going to determine, how long you stay in that position. Like I said, there's people that know what's happening, people that don't know what's happening, and there's people that's making it happen. Which one are you? Somebody said louder for the people in the back. Man, how crucial is toxic relationships when it comes to goals and accomplishing things that you want to accomplish?
I think I need to add on to what you're saying just a little bit. I think most people think when you're saying relationships, and I know you said it already, but I don't think they heard it. You weren't talking about just physical relationship with somebody. You weren't talking about just a significant other.
Right.
You were talking about relationships, period.
Overall.
That's mom, dad, brother, sister, best friend, all of that. People don't understand. And I think even worse, your naysayers are going to be some of the people that are closest to you.
Right.
You know, because first and foremost, they feel they know you, you know, but they do know what you've showed them and your way of thinking. So that's probably why they're the naysayers.
Right.
Because they've seen you personally on the things that you do, you know, but you have to change your way of thinking and all of that, you know, to change the naysayers.
Right.
You know, you've given them no reason to not be a naysayer.
Right, right. You've given them every reason because, you know, you show up late, you don't stay to, you know, committed to your word. Like, some of what they say is actually accurate. That's what that's what I'll be telling people, like, when they hear negative stuff from people about them, a lot of that stuff be actually accurate. You just don't want to look in the mirror and say, you know what? I am always late. You know, I don't really keep my word as much as I want other people to keep their word.
Yes, yes. But those toxic people around you are the same people. If you still care about their opinion or whatnot, you won't accomplish what you're trying to accomplish.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's crucial that you got to understand that everybody that wants to know what's going on, that's why, like you say, you get in your bubble and you keep, you know, those negative people away from you.
Yeah.
You know, everybody that wants to know what's going on or whatever, they're not asking so they can help you and uplift you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're waiting to be able to say, I told you so.
Right.
You know, or they're waiting to see you fail. You know, you got people looking just to be looking. And I'm telling you, it makes them happy to see that you're in the same predicament they in because they didn't change their thinking and they're not going to level up.
Right. Hey, one of the things that we used to say in network marketing was the reason why your friends and family don't support you is because you came from the same place and they're still in the same place.
Yes.
And they don't like that. Somebody said, I'm done with relationships. No, 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 no. Don't be done with relationships because relationships is what's going to level you up. Be a better judgmental individual, and not judging people like judging people, but judging people in an aspect of, is this person actually going to be able to add value to my life? All right. You don't want to just cut people off and not do relationships at all because we need resources. We need each other in order to, you know, level up because there's always somebody that know more than you. So if you just cut everybody off and just, you know, don't communicate with nobody, it's going to be very difficult for you to get to where you want to get to because, you know, who's the role model? Who are you modeling? Who's doing what you want to do? Right now.
Right. You know, well, people ask the wrong questions or they ask the wrong people, you know.
Right.
If you've never built a house, you know, I don't need your input on how to build a house. You know what I'm saying? And I think we care about other people's opinion and what they think. You know, most people aren't telling you facts.
Right.
They're telling you their opinion.
Right.
Or somebody else's opinion that they heard and they liked.
Right.
Either or, but, you know, most people aren't speaking about facts. You know,
regurgitated information.
I can't teach you how to make $1 million if I've never made $1 million myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm not going to ask somebody who went bankrupt 12 times, you know what I'm saying, on how to make it in the stock market.
Right.
You know?
They could tell you how they failed.
They can tell you how they didn't make it.
Right.
Obviously, what they was doing wasn't enough.
Right.
That's why they had to go for bankruptcy. Or they can teach you how filing for bankruptcy or so on and so forth can help you keep the money that you got hidden or whatever.
Right. Right. They could teach you something.
There again, you can learn something from them. So, I mean, but, you know, if you don't have a successful business, you can't show me to do a structure for a successful business.
Yeah.
No.
Somebody said, what should I say? So do you lie or change the convo? Are you talking about, you said you want to celebrate accomplishments, and if somebody asks, I want to tell them. So celebrating an accomplishment and telling someone your accomplishment, I think it's two different things. Celebrating is within. I mean, yes, you can do it outside. You can go out, turn up, be outside, all of that kind of stuff. But actually telling someone that you accomplished something, you have to watch who you tell, because that can discourage you from accomplishing something else based on their response. It's not a lot of people that's going to clap when you winning. So I would say the people that are winning with you should be the people that you express your accomplishment to, because those are the people that 9 times out of 10 they will be genuinely happy for you, because they've been where you are. They know how difficult it is for you, for somebody like you to accomplish that thing, and they've just been there, so they can actually give you your flowers because they've been there, done that, versus someone else who has no clue how, why, when, where you did what you just did. So their expertise or opinion about what you just accomplished, it's not going to hit them like that. They don't know what it takes to accomplish what you just accomplished. They wouldn't know where to begin. So you sharing your accomplishment with that person could backfire and make you feel negatively about the thing that you're accomplishing. Make you feel like maybe you didn't even accomplish anything at all. Maybe you just hit your first $1,000 and, you know, they like, oh, well, that ain't nothing. Like, now you feel bad about what you were able to save up, even though you've been struggling over and over and over again. And you might be discouraged to try to save another 1,000 because you feel like, hey, it's nothing. I should be trying to save 10,000. So now your goal is bigger, but your level of expertise or the value that you bring to the marketplace has not increased. So it's not possible for you to save that 10,000 like you saved the 1,000 based on the value that you're bringing. So you have to be very careful with who you share your success to, because it could backfire. So that's kind of how I feel about that.
I kind of feel that in order to get where you're trying to go, you got to stop worrying about other people's opinion.
Yeah, definitely.
You got to stop worrying about, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it is their opinion.
Right.
You can't worry about what somebody else wants or what somebody else thinks.
Right.
Are you doing it for you, or are you doing it for them?
Right. That's the big question.
That's the question, and it goes back to reason. You need a reason to be doing it for you, and you won't have back to distractions because you made it big for you.
Right.
So they're not worried about their opinion and what they think, and it's all right to me to celebrate your accomplishments. That's why you accomplished it. You know what I'm saying? If you do set yourself, small goals trying to reach a big goal, and you reach the small goal, you know what I'm saying? Pat yourself on the back.
Right.
And that's where he said, have your circle small or whatnot, because you want people that'll see your growth, people who know you, you know what I'm saying, that's going to pat you on the back and encourage you to grow more.
Right. Most definitely.
You don't want to not celebrate, Now, if you're only doing it, there again, reason, so you can throw it in people's face, then you're doing it for the wrong reason, and you're probably not going to really reach the goal.
Right.
Because that's not a big enough reason to want something to throw it in somebody else's face.
Right.
You got to want to accomplish it for you. I want to get to the top, and if they see it, you know what I'm saying, ha, ha, ha to them, but I didn't do it to ha, ha, ha them. I did it because that's where I wanted to be.
Yeah.
I dress the way I dress because this is what I like, not because what everybody else is wearing.
Right.
I'm not going to wear something that I think is ugly because somebody else like it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll never have that confidence. I got to be confident enough to wear, what I want because I like it, not because somebody else's opinion and what they think.
Right.
Same reason why I got to set my goal and reach my goal, because it's what I want to accomplish, not because of what somebody else think or somebody said I couldn't do. I'm doing it because I said I could.
Definitely. And that goes back to you having all the power, being able to add value to other people's opinion or what you feel like you should be thinking. Like, you have the power to determine what it is, how you feel about it. So once you change your mindset and you're able to kind of push the negativity to the side and not give it as much value, then you're able to continue your process of growth and improvement, because everybody else says has no value, especially if it's negative. Take it into consideration, but don't take it to heart. Don't stop what you're doing because somebody don't like it. It's going to be people as you progress in this 2024 year, accomplishing the goals. They're going to say, oh, you think you better than everybody. Oh, you think you doing this or doing that. Why you acting funny? You're not talking to us anymore. If you give that energy, you're going to feel some type of way about accomplishing the things that you want to accomplish, because you did distance yourself. You have been acting a little different, but that's only because you want something a little different. You can't act the same and do the same, but get something different. Hey, I'm going to have to stop talking to you for 3 months. I'm going to have to stop talking to y'all for 6 months. I can't go hang out for these first 6 months of 2024. Like, if you be upfront and intentional about this whole thing, you might feel a little bit better. And they won't really have anything to say because you let them know up front, hey, look, listen, my goal is this, this, and that. For the first 6 months, we might not talk as much as we used to. We might not hang out as much as we used to. We might not even go out. You still my dog, but I need 6 months to myself because I want to accomplish this, this, and that. And just let it be known.
If they're the positive people in your life,
they'll understand.
You know what I'm saying? Because these are the ones that you want to surround yourself with. They'll understand and it won't be a problem.
Right.
Because they will see you accomplish your goal. But that's where you got to do, we go back to changing your thinking. I can't be around you talking about what I'm trying to do because you're going to be negative about it. So you're not going to help me. Not saying that I can't be around you.
Right.
You can't change people.
Right.
They got to want to change. So if that's the way they are, you can't change them. What you can do is change how you are around them and when you're around them and what you're doing when you are around them.
Right.
If you're never going to change them, but I can change how I am around them and when I'm around them.
Exactly. Don't try to take everybody else with y'all. Please.
Everybody can't go on your trip.
They don't have the same goals. They don't want to accomplish the same thing. So don't get upset when you're trying to drag somebody to the gym with you January 1st and they don't want to go. Just go. That goes back to your reason why you're doing it. Yes, you can invite somebody. Maybe you want to add some value to somebody else. Hey, you want to go to the gym with me? You want to be my accountability partner, or you want me to be your accountability partner, whatever. But make sure your reasoning is outside of them. That's just a bonus. Okay? Do not try to take everybody to the top with you, to the gym with you, to the bank with you, because everybody has something different that they want to accomplish, or some people don't have anything that they want to accomplish. So just go. Catch them at the top when you get there. And if they want to come, pull them up. But you get there first. Self-help can help you help someone else. All right?
For sure, because remember, you can't tell them how to get to the top if you ain't been there.
Right. So don't become a coach early and you just went to the gym the first day. Like, you are a special nutritionist and all of that. No. Somebody said, I have a sister in church. I believe in Jesus wholeheartedly, but don't participate in all of the activities. I think she wants me as her prodigy. How would you? Like you said, if it's somebody that you love and they love you, then they'll understand. Hey, look, listen, I know what you want for me. However, I am my own person. I do have the things that I want to accomplish. I do believe differently. I do move differently. So respectfully, like, I can't just be you when I'm me and I'm trying to be me. Like, I'll never push what I do on my little brothers because it's not them. I might try to help them accomplish the same things that I'm accomplishing, but in their way. But I'll never push my professionalism or the things that I'm passionate about and make them be passionate about it. My job as a big brother, problem solver, a mentor, a coach is to figure out how to help you accomplish what you want to accomplish in your way, you know? So at the end of the day, you that's going to be a conversation that you have to have with her specifically. And like I said, if she love you, then she'll understand, hey, you know, I understand that you are your own woman and you don't have to follow in my footsteps or be a prodigy of me or be a clone of me. But I still want to give you this, and that. You know, like, that's kind of how I would go about that. Because you're not about to tell me to be like you. If that's not my goal. That's just because I'm me. Everybody's different. So, man, this next one is a big one. And you already know my situation. But this next one is the unwillingness to sacrifice. Y'all got these goals that y'all setting, y'all writing them on paper. But just know, in order to add something, you got to give up something. You got to sacrifice something. You're not about to just keep adding. You might have to unlearn and relearn, or you might have to give up something physically in order to get something else. So your willingness to sacrifice is going to be another determining factor if you are going to follow through with this New Year's resolution or not. Point blank, period. You ain't willing to sacrifice, it's going to be very difficult for you to remain the same, continue to do the same thing that you do every day, and get a different result. I want to say it might be impossible, but you might be on the path already. It just might take a little bit longer. So we're just going to say it's going to be really difficult because sacrifice is a big thing.
Something is going to be sacrificed. You know what I'm saying? It has to be.
Yeah, because success often requires sacrifice. Like, there's no way around it.
I mean, you're sacrificing something even if you're not aware of it.
Right.
You know, you might have to sacrifice. I mean, in order to start a job, I got to sacrifice either time from other things besides the job, or I got to sacrifice the job I already have. But there again, I'm still sacrificing time from one thing to the next.
Right.
You know, something is, you know, in order to have more food, you got to spend more money, so you having less money. So you're sacrificing money for food.
Right.
You know, you are gaining something, but you still got to sacrifice something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I got a full tank of gas. In order for me to get from one spot to the next spot, you know, I'm going to have to sacrifice. I'm not going to have a full tank of gas no more. You know,
Right.
So something is losing when something's gaining. That's all sacrifice is.
Yeah. So you're going to have to give up some type of comfort or habits in order to make the kind of progress that you want to make. And don't get it twisted, ladies and gentlemen. How long you have to sacrifice this specific thing that you're giving up temporarily is going to determine how quickly you accomplish the goal. Because if it's TV, you know, let's say you want to watch a TV show, or you watch a certain TV show every single day, and it usually takes up 3 hours of your time. In that 3 hours, you could be learning something new, implementing something, you know, moving forward towards the thing that you said that you want to accomplish, going to the gym or whatever the case may be. So you might have to sacrifice that show only until you get to the weight that you want to get to, or only until you reach the financial goal that you want to get to, and then you can get back to the show. So success loves speed. If you hurry up and get started, don't wait, don't procrastinate, don't skip days, all of that extra stuff, because then that's just going to prolong your sacrifice. You're going to have to not watch your show for 6 months instead of 3 months because you only went to the gym every other day when you committed to every day. You just started skipping days and you kind of got comfortable skipping days. So it's going to be a direct reflection of how fast you tackle and create the positive habits. That's going to determine how long you're going to have to sacrifice the thing that you're actually sacrificing. So I'm not saying that, hey, if you want to accomplish this goal, give up everything you got forever. No, just give it up temporarily in order for you to accomplish the thing that you said that you want to accomplish. Nobody set the goal but yourself. And you should be committed to yourself because that builds some type of strength. You know, you let other people walk all over you every day, all day anyway. You don't want to add to it. Like, be the strong one. Because when you don't tolerate it coming from yourself, you won't tolerate it coming from other people. All right? Set something and stick to it. It's your word, you know? So, you got anything you want to add to that?
No, nail on the head.
We got a couple more, man. We got a couple more. Or time management. That might be a big one as well.
I personally feel like that goes within the sacrifice thing, though.
Yeah, because I mean, people sacrificing and they watching TV, they scrolling on Instagram, scrolling on TikTok, not really doing anything. You definitely have to have that time management down packed. Make sure that every hour is accounted for. You know, me, I set alarms. I don't care what time it is. I set alarms. I set GPSs. Even if I know exactly where I'm going, I still set the GPS. Why? Because the GPS is going to tell me if there's any accidents or whatever the case may be. And on top of that, it's going to let me know how long it's going to take to get to my destination accurately. I might know, hey, you know, it'll take me about 15 minutes. But if I put it in the GPS and it says 12, I know it's going to take me exactly 12 minutes, you know, with the traffic that's going on right now, unless something happened right in front of me. So with that time management, y'all, like, you don't have to be OD with it, but if you take in consideration every hour that you have and you break it down and you make sure that you are doing something productive in that time period, you can get a lot done. Like, be committed, be focused. If you only got an hour a day to work on your goal, your dream, be laser focused for that 60 minutes, that 1 hour. Start scrolling and getting distracted because your why has to be big enough, like we spoke about before. If your why is big enough, that 60 minutes should be 60 minutes full of focus. Your priority should be straight on that thing, whatever that thing is that you said that you want to accomplish. And that's how you're going to be able to accomplish it in a timely manner. And that's just what it is.
You know, to me, in a nutshell, you got to think about it like this. Time is something that you just can't get back, period.
Right.
You know, so having time management, you know, that's trying to get to a goal or something like that, something that you can accomplish so that you can enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The like you said, that speedy thing.
Right.
You know, the quicker you get to it, to what you're trying to accomplish, the more you're going to be able to enjoy it.
Yeah. Y'all think about this. Y'all on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, think about this. If you get to where you want to get to faster, you can enjoy it longer because time doesn't stop for anybody.
Man.
So while you're not at the place that you want to be, you're not enjoying it. And you're not able to help people or put people in position that you could possibly put in position because you're already there. Me personally, I am selfless. Anything that I learn, anything that I obtain, I'm always looking to give it away. What kind of value can I add to you today? My goal is to outfriend your best friend. So whoever you think your best friend is, when you call me, you might second guess who you think your best friend is. Not because I'm going to try to win you over, but because I'm going to hold you accountable to the things that you tell me that you want to accomplish. I'm going to be very resourceful, so I'm going to add value and only talk to you about the things that you said that you want to accomplish. Like, I can't help it. Like, I want to see you win. I am 100% selfless. So at the end of the day, I want you to get to where you need to get to fast, because the people that you need to help, you won't be able to help them until you get to where you need to get to. That's my philosophy. Until I get to 1 million, I can't help the people that I want to help, because I won't have the knowledge, I won't have the resources, I won't have the audience. I'm only one guy doing one thing, and until I get to that level, that's when I'll have a variety of different resources. Because I don't, like I said, I'm not going to force what I do on you. You might want to get into a whole different field, a whole different niche, but I might not have the resources for that niche. But when I hit 1 million, I might, because how did I get there? I had to communicate with multiple people, and I might run across somebody that's interested in the same thing that you're interested in, and they're successful with it. So now I can connect the two of you. That's it. But man, it's crucial. Success loves speed. Don't go slow with it. Don't go slow with it. Last but not least, external circumstances and excuses. Blaming external circumstances rather than taking responsibility for your own action is a common barrier of success. That's one of the main reasons why a lot of people don't accomplish their goals or New Year's resolutions, is because they are not taking accountability for themselves and what they've done, or what they haven't done, I should say. So hold yourself accountable, ladies and gentlemen. And in 2024, if your cutoff game is strong, not for the purpose of just cutting people off, but for the purpose of growing, being able to become more valuable in the year of 2024, go ahead and drop a comment below and say, cutoff game strong. Because it's important, man. It's important. Relationships, all relationships is important.
When you say cutoff, you know what I'm saying? It ain't even necessarily got to just be people. Like you said, in order to reach where you trying to get, you might have to cut off that show you was talking about.
Yeah, TV.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't just cutting off people, you cutting off things. In order to get healthy, you might have to cut off certain foods. Cut off pops. You know what I'm saying? It don't necessarily have to be people. It can be
cutoff game strong. We got a comment, cutoff game strong. Okay. Above the clouds, he said it's cutoff game strong. Okay. Anybody else? Go ahead and drop the comment below. Let me know it's real. Drop the comment below. Cutoff game strong. What are you going to cut off in order to accomplish the thing that you want to accomplish? If you want to lose weight, are you going to cut off those brownies? Are you going to cut off the cakes, ice cream all the time? It's temporary. You don't have to cut it off forever. Because trust me, I go to the gym every day. But I will whip up some brownies in a minute and eat them right in front of you. I'm not one of those big old calorie counters and all of that. I go to the gym because I have the time. I want to be fit, but I also want to eat whatever I want to eat. So I still eat whatever I want to eat. Just know that. All right. I don't want y'all to be thinking like, oh, if I want to lose weight, I got to permanently cut off and be a vegan. And no, it's just about how much you eat. Okay. You can still eat whatever you want. It's how much you eat. Don't even let the gurus lie to you. Eat whatever you want to eat. You can still have a 6-pack. Just go to the gym and burn it off. All right. Brittany said, cut off game strong for sure. I'm going to cut off anything that holds me back from my goals. Not the brownies, the brownies. I'm telling you, I make a mean brownie, Brittany. I'm telling you. I'm going to send you one. Where you at? Where you located? I'm going to send you one. By the time it reach you, it's still going to be good. That's how good they are. The fudgy ones, I would grab them. They right in there. I know. I usually buy 2 boxes when I go to the store. I'm telling you. But yeah, man. Hey, if y'all just tuning in, this is the Keep It AC podcast, where we keep it AC, we keep it 100, we keep it real all day, every day. And all we want to do is shed some light on situations that you might be going through, that we've already been through. And we want to help you prevent whatever you're going through right now. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and text this number right here. We got a text group. It's a morning mentorship group where I send out motivational messages every morning. to kind of inspire you, educate you. And we also going to be doing some giveaways and stuff like that. So if that's something that you're interested in, go ahead and text that number. It's absolutely free to join the mentorship. And like I said, we just send out text messages every day and continue to keep people on their path of success. Because, you know, nowadays it's not a lot of positive influence in average household. Nowadays you have to seek positive influence outside of your environment, which is not an issue. I'm just giving you a source. You know, we are one of the sources. I send out positive motivational text messages every morning, and it's me personally doing it. So, you know, if you want to have a conversation, we can have a conversation as well. She says she in Oklahoma City. Okay, I'm gonna get your address and I'm gonna send you one of them fudgy brownies and trust.
Yeah, Oklahoma got some of them brownies.
They got some of them brownies? Not them brownies you talking about.
They got some brownies in Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? They got some make you feel good brownies.
Make you feel good.
They make you feel good brownies, boy.
You don't feel fat when you eat them. You feel good.
They make you feel good.
Yeah. But I appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. We are going to do this again. Turn on those post notification bells if you are on Instagram, if you are on Facebook as well. Let you know when we going live. And if you are on YouTube, smash that subscribe button if you got any type of value from this. And, you know, subscribe to the channel, man. Like I said, we're not perfect. We're not telling you how to live your life, how to raise your children, you know, who you should date. We're just shedding some light on some situations that could potentially help you become a better version of yourself. And that's what it's all about. Keeping it AC, keeping it real with yourself and everybody around you 24/7, all day, every day. All right?
Man, keep it safe. Keep it AC, man. I appreciate you having me on, man. It's the bald-headed bearded guy, you know. Just wanted to share a few of my personal experiences, and, you know, anything that I said was my own opinion, you know. I ain't trying to change nobody's mind. If you get something out of what I say, you know, ride with it. I appreciate it. You know, only you can change you.
Right.
It ain't nothing I did or nothing I said, you know, unless you allowed it to.
Right.
So
go ahead and comment below, bald-headed bearded guy. This is the bald-headed bearded guy who tuned into the show today. Has some very knowledgeable information from his experience. And, you know, I got a lot of value from it myself personally. So I know you guys that are watching, if you really was tuned in, y'all got some value as well. So if you're watching this on Instagram or Facebook, go ahead and comment bald-headed bearded guy, because that's who we had as a guest speaker tonight. I'm going to go ahead and upload this video to YouTube, and we're going to make it happen. Next time, tune in. If y'all want to be on a call, don't hesitate. Inbox me. It's going down. Check it for AC, Nixon, and on the shoulder. Black Star, make a real, don't wanna hear show. So if you with it, AC, baby, go and do the most. Bring that over here, go and bend it over. Check it for AC, Nixon, and on the shoulder. Black Star, make a real, don't wanna hear show. So if you with it, AC, baby, go and do